Hello my sunshines, this is Darcy and welcome to my channel, Misadventures with Mixed Media. I'm continuing to work on this junk journal filled with junk I've already put together. Probably should have waited till I had pages done. And I'm trying to figure out ways to make this journal work without bulking it up too much. So I've gessoed some pages so that I can hopefully paint on them. And then when I've done some just big pieces of paper, that way I can collage around it if I want to keep collaging. We'll see. So yeah. Sorry. So let's see. I'm gonna try some things today that I have not tried before. So yeah, you can see where I've got just from this. These are all from that atlas, which, yep, from 2003. I was looking for the date. That's what distracted me. Also, the cable guy's supposed to be coming today, and he may or may not call first. So I will be very distracted, hoping that I get that the phone will ring if he does call, or that I'll hear him if he shows up. I've got all my windows open right now. So the map pages, I don't mind. Those are good. This is fairly thin paper, so if I collage over, might want to keep flow. I don't know. Or even just like put a place for journaling up here or a pocket or something. I'm fine with that. Yeah, like we need more pockets, right? It's this kind of stuff, but this is not glossy. Like a magazine, because this is what I want to try. We're going to see what happens when you do use this stuff. So this is totally awesome from the dollar store. I guess it's the kind that it's all-purpose concentrated cleaner, decreaser spot remover. I forget what Heather called it. It was a citron. It was something in it that makes it take off the don't know. Guess you're supposed to dilute it, but yeah, first I'm going to open it because it's off. Stream. No, I don't want to stream. A spray is good. So I'm just going to start with, here, that's a sad little spray. See what happens on this. See if the print comes off at all. Alright, the color comes off. Wow, that's weird. I wonder why the words don't come off. But I like the color. The color's the good part. Really would rather that the ink part come off. So maybe once I get under the color. Oh, there we go. Now the ink's starting to come off. But I don't want all the color to come off. I actually like this color. So if I can get the ink off and leave some of the color. Although this, some of the, oh, sorry, I'm like super distracted. Alright, so I've seen that this can work on magazine pages. And I'm not sure how it works on this paper because it gets it pretty wet. So, let's see. And I don't know, I should go find a video to tell me exactly how to use it. Because maybe you're supposed to, I don't know why. You would think the words would be over the color, but the color comes off first and then the words. I don't know. Well, some of it comes off. So this may end up getting collaged. We'll see. Let's try another one. Let's try Wegmans. How you doing, Wegmans? Smile. I'm going to keep the smile though. And maybe even keep the bag. What happens if I... Nope, does nothing. Absolutely nothing on this stuff. Well, must do something. Some colors coming off. So, But at least this paper seems like it could handle it a little bit better. That's interesting. Okay. Well, I could put a little pocket here and something over this, and then it would say smile, and so that actually kind of works for me anyway. that works okay as a background as well. What about call your friends? We should keep that part, huh? We should probably keep the ribs too and the Let's see what it does on the Fridays one. Friday. Because these are thicker, so if I can keep them, it fades it a little bit and gives it a weird aged kind of look. That's kind of fun. Like on the parts I might want to keep. It does take off some of the glossiness, which might make it easier to, even if it just like blurred everything, it would give me like, ooh, a more, what's the word that I want? Like a background that would blur into the back a little bit. Also, if I can at least get the glossiness off. It does not want to spray. This thing does not like me. There we go. Oh my word. But if it gets the glossiness over, then I can do a little coat of gesso and some of the color can show through. Oh, you know what I should have done? Would have been really smart to do. So if you want to age something on this kind of thing, look at it now. It's like not shiny and it looks kind of old and grungy. That's kind of cool. You're not supposed to get it on that paper though, because that's kind of dumb. That's kind of dumb for me to do. It's all right. I'll do something on it. Okay. So the other thing I wanted to try that I've not even opened yet. Where'd it go? Alright, let's get out the blending solution. Alright, I haven't opened these yet. Alright, since this already has a lot of red and some green on it, we're going to try that one. So I've got some alcohol inks here. Apparently this one leaked a little. And never used these before. Let's see if I can keep them open, right? That's what he says. If you don't have alcohol inks, you can try making your own with alcohol and permanent markers, I suppose. I don't have that kind of want to. And then I got this blending solution too. I want it to spread more, so let's see. So I guess this just helps it to, too much, to spread more. So far I can still see a lot of what's behind there, and I don't want to waste this. I want to, what do I want to? I want to find an envelope that I've got over here. It's too much. Like I said, never used these before. I know you're supposed to use them on a non-porous surface, but sometimes it's alright, because you just want to stop it from going everywhere. Alright, you can definitely still see through these. No one's trying to call, right? Oh, I can't. Oh, man, I hate when it does that. Alright, no messages. It's, oh, now it's got like a ring. What's that mean? Don't do that. Alright, maybe if I don't add the blending solution, maybe I'll have more luck. Let's see. I have not played with the alcohol inks yet. I just said that, didn't I? I'm just going to repeat myself for a little while. Alright, once these dry, I can add some of the green, or what other colors do I have? Sailboat blue and watermelon, and wait, how did that one get open? Oh, that's the teal one. It's outside on the porch. And we have butterscotch, which would make some green and orange mixy stuff. Wild plum, kind of what that looks like. sailboat blue, citrus, and watermelon. So if I don't use the blending solution, I guess I might have more opportunities to actually cover bits. I don't know. Ooh, it went around the glue in a cool way, didn't it? And what else? What else? What else? That was there's a watermelon here. Where is it? This is, oh yeah, you might want to wear gloves if you use alcohol inks. Well, you know, your skin, what is it? How long does it take to get a new layer of skin? So, alcohol inks did not work as great as I'd hoped, because even where it's thick, you can still see the picture behind it. So, we'll let that dry. Just set that there while we let that dry. Let's see. What else can we try that won't bulk it up too much? What did I do here? Well, here I added some book pages. I had accidentally ripped the book pages. So, I figured, and then this got all... Alright, make sure your book is dry before you... This is why you want to work on pages beforehand, because now I've got some glue here. But I think I have a way to make that not look so bad at some point. But so I'll just probably just, you know, I might do just strip of paper there at some point. Not right now though. And then, oops. Here I added an envelope to that, so now I have to probably put some glue here. So I have a double pocket now, and I started decoupaging this page, not decoupaging, collaging on, well, gluing on it, but not doing the glue over, just collaging. I think some of these are gonna just get paper to draw on. Look, that map's upside down. It's hard to tell because it was sideways when I... Did we try this one yet? With this is more white on the back. Let's try some of this. Because my hands aren't dirty enough. Alright, let's see. Is that going to stop before it... Just trying to move it around. Where's the other red? The one that didn't leak. I was kind of thinking if I put the red on the red, and then maybe if I put darker colors where the black and stuff is. Alright, that must have been Nathan's must be hot. Ah, stop. Now there's like a yellow circle. I don't know what that means. I heard it, but it wasn't. It wasn't. This is that plum one. I'll do some blue. Where's the darker blue? That's eggplant. Let's try the eggplant. What was that? Oh, that was the plum? Plum. Wild plum. Let's try some eggplant. Now, I forget what the alcohol does when you add it. And I don't know. I only put a tiny little. It should dry quickly because it's the... Ah! Where's the blue? That's eggplant. Where's the blue? Ah! No, 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 don't. Oh, what did I get over here? Oh, the alcohol must have come way over there. Well, let's just do that then. I'm wondering, what am I wondering? cool. Even though they say to use it on non-porous surfaces, I gotta say, it looks kind of cool on gesso. Which is, you know, pretty porous. Yeah, even you could even see the red through there. So, what was the other thing? I was gonna try some actual, that's not permanent markers, wasn't I? I don't know where they are right now. Wait. Nope, I don't. I thought maybe I had them. I had them somewhere. I brought them upstairs. Oh, they're in a bag over there. I'll find them in a little bit. But, so the black one, yeah, let me go get my permanent markers and see how they do.
2 days later.
Thank you. I'm back. Even though I never left. Because it's the same video as before. Well, no, it's the same. It's a different. It's 2 days later, like you just said. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Narrator. Alright. I did play around with this. Okay, so I was leaving to get markers. That's what was happening. Why am I talking at my phone? My microphone's over there. I left to get markers to see how they worked. The problem on the shiny paper is you can still see the black words through them. So, like, if but I mean, I could still doodle with them, and it would still be fun. And then the words wouldn't be as obvious. But you can, I mean, it doesn't, like, cover. The only thing that's going to cover the black words would be black. Or acrylic paint. I did, let's see. Or gluing papers. I had a bunch of circles and stuff cut out. And then this, oh wow, it went all the way through. This is a piece of drop, D-R-O-P, drop paper. I try to put paper underneath when I'm painting and stuff. And, well, like what happened to this one, although this one wasn't upside down when it happened, so I could probably just refresh, if I get some refresher for it. One of my inks, the cover came off, because I have 2 of my distress inks that the covers come off of easily. And that makes me sad. So it had spilled all over here. So we have this big red bush bait. I don't know what to call this. I didn't do it from the top because I didn't want it to look like blood dripping down. But I had a feeling that it was going to go onto this page, which is okay. The colors go. So I had stuck this in here too, so it would go on there a little more evenly. And then that's how I got more red up here. And that's why it's in like a straight line. So I think I might go ahead and put that there. So, yeah, here's one option, is just cutting out circles, covering everything, and then the parts that don't have words or anything can show through, and it's fine. And that's just like a decorative page, and you could add a focal point, you could gesso around the edges to make them a little less, and then here I just did the same shape on the other side to make a tab, which is one thing I want to show you that I saw somebody else do. Oh, this is also drop paper, part of the drop paper. So it's just, you can see what colors I was working on that day. It's kind of cool. It's got some gesso on there and some modeling paste probably, and some just vintage photo distress ink and some inks and some paints. And if I work with colors that coordinate all the time, then I'll have like really nice drop papers to use. And then I did another one on this side as well. And what else did I do? Oh, I also like ruined, I kept trying with that awesome, but apparently that works best on National Geographic because of the ink. You can get, obviously it does something on this, and I had no patience to let it dry, and just ended up with a big mess. So that's what happened there. And so the other page on the other side, I might have to take out because it's probably going to be, what did I do over here? I don't know where the other page is. Oh, I closed, see, I am so impatient. This was still wet when I closed it. Oh, crud. Well, that irritates me. All right. Anyway, I had just did the blue acrylic paint. And then I took just a piece it was not really paper. You could just use paper or a piece of paper bag and just put some paint here and just go over like that. Just make sure it's not too thick. That's what I did with that. And then that is just off the linen colored off-white paint, and then did a little bit of blue through that. Need to figure out what I want to do with that. And we have, well, the first time this did it, it made a really cool effect, but this time it stunk like the dickens. Oh, so, and this isn't even the other side of the one that I lost. Where is the one that I lost? Oh, look. Oh, yeah, the gesso is stuck a little bit there. So, I think paper and acrylic paints are probably our best option when it comes to pretty much everything. Now, I do not know what happened to the other side. Oh, this is the other side of the Fridays. So, I'm not sure if this is even going to stay, only because the other side's been torn out. So it has like no integrity, except for it might be glued in with the paint. Yeah, there we go. So I think I'm just going to take that out, since there's nothing on the other side to hold it on the other side. And that was, where was it? It was next to the alien. I didn't cover up that alien, right? It was, where was it? Must be the other, here. Yeah. No, that wasn't it. I don't even know where stuff is anymore. I just, what's up, kiddo? Here. Oh, yeah, this is where it was. Yep, and then lost the integrity for the Wegmans one, too. What is that? The church and the steeple, and then the Hulu. My son's being silly. See, here's my trouble. This is the kind of journal I prefer, although it did get ink on it because my desk is always a mess. I prefer this kind of a journal where all my pages are pretty. They're all tea-dyed. Oops, they're all tea-dyed and they're all pretty. Sorry. I tend to be out of you don't want to look at what's over there. You want to look at what's here, and I tend to have issues with that. So yes, this is the kind of journal I like. So making a journal just out of junk or out of mostly junk is a struggle, because I want it to be pretty still. I don't want it to like look like junk. So I'm struggling, people. And then that got all wrinkled. Nice. Ooh, okay. This is kind of fun though. What I did here is where I tried working with the markers underneath. That's why it's like so pink and stuff. Although then I did also spray some of that. So some of that distress oxide spray is probably showing through. And I didn't use acrylic paint on top. I used this, I think it's fabric paint. Where's the box? It is this, yeah, fabric paint, 3D fabric paint by, I want to say that's a C, Castle Art Supplies, because I was trying to find something for doing some 3D dimensions, and I ended up with fabric paint. But what I did is I just put it on there and I painted it, and then, where's my chest? Don't you like, does anybody else say that as often as I do? I just had it. Where is the thing I just had? Let's see. Alright, this is all trash now. It's like actual, oh my, sorry if that made a loud noise when it fell. The camera fell. Whew. Just paper. And my boys are getting less and less considerate when I'm recording as days go on, but that's alright. They're at least hanging out together. Let me think. Well, I had a little piece of paper. Anyway, if you take like a piece, I don't know if you can do it with any paper. The paper I used was more like paper bag type paper. So I put it on there, and I used the back of my, oh my goodness gracious, I don't even know where in. Wait, where's one? I used the back end of a toothbrush, paintbrush, and just through the paper did this. So then the blue got picked up onto the paper. That's why I think like a paper bag type. Although what I was using is I had taken the binding off a book, so I had like that paper, that kind of paper. That's why I think a paper bag or something like that. I know I'm random and rambling and whatnot. And then here, probably can't see it, and I shouldn't have used a permanent marker because it went through. But I just kind of, on these lines, I just made different squigglies, X's, circles, lines, just to add a little bit of interest. I don't know, I saw a guy do it once. And then I added this piece of paper here, which is actually the back side of a piece of junk mail, so it's still junk mail. Let's see, and I think I'm going to add something here so that people can use it for journaling space. And what I might use is this, which was in some packaging, or the paper bag. I don't know. I do want to definitely bring the paper bag in somewhere. Or I've got this drop paper still, which would have a little bit that on the, I might use this side though to be cleaner for, I don't know. I might use this side. Just a little bit grungy over here with some interest maybe. Alright, where's my, I'm just going to use this ruler that I can see through. If I could do it over, well I only paid two of my tear rulers were free, and the other one I paid $5 for. Which, to buy a tear ruler, you gotta buy all three, and it's like $15. So that's about $5 for a tear ruler is about right. The only problem is it wasn't clear. So then you can't see unless you're like right on the edge there. Like, maybe I will do it with this. I can see, and if I have enough to tear, then I can make it fairly straight. But I'm gonna do this so I can see. If I was going to do it from this side, and I didn't already have those tear lines, I can't really tell where it's straight. And so, if I had to do it over again, because it's easier to pull it that way, if I had to do it over again, I would have waited and just got myself a clear one. You know what I'm saying? Alright, and this does work better if you're on a flat surface. I just have no surface. And I still want some of the map to show, so I can just go ahead and do this way. And we're tearing. So this would have been, normally someone might throw away their drop papers. I know Gail Augustinelli uses them and just makes a whole new book. But also, if you're making a junk journal out of junk, you can just as easily, just want to get this red off so it doesn't make everything red like the other one. And then, still need to make it a little bit shorter. Just trying to decide, I think I'll do this. This is all, it's like the paper ripped, so there's like a thinner layer. Alright, so what was I saying about Gail? Oh, she uses her drop papers and makes a journal out of them, which is fun. Such fun. So, how do I want to do this? Oh, you know what? I might do this, the thing that I want to show you. Oh, not there. Let's see. Might do something there. But, alright, let's see if this stuff still works. I'm afraid. Alright, I really should just use this. This is just the all-purpose one, but when I was using the craft bond one, everything came off the next day. So I'm a little leery of using glue sticks now. So I'm going to do what I sometimes do. See, since you're going to write on this one, I didn't want to use the tacky glue, which is that's just a quick drying tacky glue, which is fairly inexpensive, way less than the art glitter glue, which I do often use. Which a quick drying glue is easier to use when you're, like, you know, recording and trying to move on to the next thing quickly. So that's why you see a lot of people using it. All right, I should have taken this out. And if anybody, problem with this is the hole is bigger. Oh, I'm unscrewing the wrong thing. Oh, I'm not gonna be able to screw that, am I? The hole is bigger, so the pin doesn't necessarily work in there. Ugh. So just to be safe, I stick that on there, and then while I'm using it, I use a, oh good, it didn't all dry out. I had nothing on it the other day. So while I was like cooking dinner and stuff, I'm gonna, oh my goodness. Where, right, let's turn that over. Ooh, maybe we'll do that way. Or at the bottom. I forgot I could do it a different way. I kept thinking it had to be to the right. I don't know why. Sometimes you get things stuck in your head. Alright, I can't get that out right now, so we're just gonna go with the art glitter glue for right now. That way the edges won't come off. And our writing surface in the middle will hopefully still stick. Because once that purple's gone, it's dry. Ah. So yeah, a lot of times, Nathan, are you upstairs? Can you just answer it so it'll stop for a minute? Is anybody there? Probably not. Can't even see. We have to get a new phone, I think. Since the thing, our internet and phone went out, and now my plug-in phone, the one that has like the answering machine on it and stuff, and it just doesn't work anymore. Yeah, there's a blank screen in the cordless part of the phone. It just keeps searching. It can't find it. So the only reason that phone still works at all is because it's plugged directly in to the wall. So it just works as a phone, but nothing else. It doesn't even send a signal. My brain stopped working for a sec. Why? I don't know.
The phone has a screen now.
It does?
I unplugged it and plugged it
I
back.
did that earlier. I unplugged it for like 15 seconds.
Date and time you want me to put in.
Well, what's the date and time? It's the 9th, I think. Alright, this is... What did I have on here first? I did something... Oh, I sanded this, so some of the words have gone away. And then I sprayed it with the Distress Oxide, and then I also put a little bit of water on there, and then dabbed it off with a paper towel. And so this is what Distress Oxide does. It reacts with water, and that's what it does. And then I used my permanent marker, and I did some polka dots. And you have a tiny, tiny little place to journal in right there, if you want to. And then I had taken off, here they are. These were on there when I did it. And then after I did it, I put, okay, here's one thing you can use. You might have to add some glue stick to the back to make it stick good. But it's just medical tape. And it is just a nice thin thing you can use to cover. And then I think it's also porous, so it would probably take, well, you see the paint or marker got on there. So well, I painted the inside too, but I glued the top of this so that it would kind of hang on something like that, or hang like that, or like that. Now it's too long to do this. Oh no, it's not too long. So, you know, it could just kind of tuck over this, and then you could tuck something else in there, probably, that would hold it a little bit. So that's what I did with that. If I had been thinking, I think the way people usually will do that kind of thing is you sew right here, and that holds that down so that you can use it as a tuck like that. Alright, so we have our lined paper here, which sadly got super wrinkled, so I might have to put something heavy over that after I'm done working with it. And then you can also see where some of this blue came off, and this was from when I was spraying with the Awesome Spray. Some of the ink came off of whatever I was spraying. This is just, actually this is a drop paper that I was using. It's actually an envelope I was using, and then I cut it open. So it's just paper now. So I turned it into a flip out. What I might do, trying to decide which side I prefer. I think I just prefer, I might turn it into a pocket or a tuck. Oh yeah, I like that. I like that. So I think I'm going to turn this over. Well, I'm doing it now. I was looking for, oh, I did the, will it work now? Oh, come on, I did the needle down there. It doesn't like me. Let's just use this. I just want to glue that down a little bit so it doesn't interfere when the pocket is closed. And then I want to be able to, what do I want to be able to do? That also, so whatever I put in here has to be able to fit in there. So, and I do have some library cards coming, and I have some alteration cards coming, and I have some time cards coming that once I get an Etsy shop, I will have those on for sale in packs. Some of them will just be as is, and some that will probably cost a little bit more because more of my time and materials will be dyed. So now we have this pocket here, and look, the pockets match. That's that spray as well, and I had put one under that. So this one's a tuck, so that you don't have to have something quite that narrow. And then we'll work on filling those in another video. Alright, so let's go back to the beginning and see what it is we can work on. Maybe do some collage. Any painting I do, I'll have to wait. Let's see, back to the beginning. And now we're back to the beginning. I'm singing off key once again. Alright, we'll work on the outside. So let me find my middle so it'll lay a little flatter. That's not the middle. Oh, I did this too. I glued an envelope here, here, and here. And so that, well, I thought I glued on the bottom. No, forgot to glue on the bottom, but I will. So I'll have, the envelope will be a pocket, and then the card against the envelope will also be a pocket. And then I may or may not collage that and turn this into a tuck on that side. I haven't decided yet. Alright. Let's go back to the outside. Here's the middle. Should be fairly even. Alright. I don't have enough space here. Welcome to my mess. Always with the mess. Okay, I don't need that yet. We'll do that later. I'll show you a thing that a lady did that I thought was really fun. Alright. And I'm going to do that inside separate. And I'm going to do that separate as well. So I'm going to fold that in. So I'm going to work on the cover. And what... Man, that got loose. I wonder why that got so loose. Just because I took 2 pages out? Weird. So very weird. Squirrel! Actually, that's coming out. I'm going to have to figure out. Some of my papers are just a little thin. Might be part of the problem. Well, I'm not selling it, so I'm not worried about it. Alright, so I'm taking some scraps. And it's just going to be a background. So, and I had already put these big pieces on here just so I could cover as much as I could. I'm going to save that bird. I'm going to save that bird for something else. Alright. So we have some dictionary paper from an earlier project. I need to, sorry about that. As in, I just stuck my hand right on the microphone. If I knew that, oh man, that's why that wasn't working. Now will it work? Yay! Okay, I think it's gonna work now. But oh, and I finally had a glue book, but do you think I know where it is? Well, I'll just use the table of contents for this, because I really I think this glue's done. Something tells me it's done. I know one lady like takes out the glue from there and sticks them in the freezer, and then when she has enough, she fills a new glue thing. And I just want some glue. I had gotten one out yesterday, but then I moved stuff around on my desk. Well, I guess we'll just use this for a second until I can find it. It's probably like underneath. It's probably. Oh, here's the paper I wanted to show you when I did those flowers. I just put it down on the paint and used the thing. But if you can see, it's kind of a, I don't know what would be equal. Construction paper might be the closest thing. I don't know. Or paper bag, I think, would be close. Everyone can usually find a paper bag not too far away. That's trash. Alright, I was going to say the glue I'm looking for is a clear glue. Maybe that's why I can't find it. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I knocked the microphone over. That couldn't have been pretty to listen to. Alright. You'll see a lot of this book in here by the end too, because I ripped a couple pages, so I can't use them as pages. I really don't mind if some of this blue shows through, but that's not going to be strong anyway. I probably should do something on the spine part to reinforce it. So, yeah. Alright, when you are doing collaging, I guess the important thing is to make sure that you get glue all the way to the edges. Another piece here. So you just, and this is why glue book helps, because it gets pretty gluey. And then you can just turn to the next page, or I'm just going to flip it over for now. And this one I'm putting sideways just for interest and different. And what I've seen a lot of people do is, do I have one? That's my tag one. Not sure whose this is. I think it's, no, we're just going to take one of those out. It'll be easier. So you just kind of burnish it down with a card. Alright, I showed you how I glued, so I just keep that over to the side now, right? You don't have to watch me glue. Oh, and if you don't know the secret about the little 3 dots on the top, I mean, unless you're afraid I'm going to say something really fantastic as I'm rambling, you can either quick tap to go forward 10 seconds, or you could do the little 3 dots at the top and the speed. You could speed me up. I'm a little hard to understand sometimes at double speed just because I talk so fast. But it's kind of fun to listen to me at double speed as well. So there's that. And I said this before, but I like to have at least 2. Well, like one of these might be here, one of these might be over here, but I'm weird like that. I don't know. Anybody know where my glue just went? Here it is. No, you don't, because you can't see over there. Actually, 3 is okay too, but minimum of 2, just because I don't know. I just like there to be more than one of something. Because I'm random. Let's just put it that way. Am I still in? I don't know why that's there. Is it bugging you too? Because it was bugging me. Alright, I need to find my wipes. Because my fingers are already starting to get gluey. But do you think I can find my wipes? No, the last time I couldn't find my wipes, they were like right next to me. Like there was no reason I shouldn't have been able to find them. Alright, rubbing your hands together sometimes helps get some of the gluey off. Alright, now, this piece is pretty gluey, and this is what Gail does. Some other people do too. They have their glue book, and then once it's gluey, too gluey to like keep using, they'll put like a little glue on there and then fold it. Like, you might fold it in half to make a pocket, or I'm gonna fold this one. Of course, now I have glue on both sides, so that's not helpful. Like this to make a long tag kind of thing, and then I'll come back and glue that down when I actually make something with it. And I think no, that doesn't work. Because it's so gluey on this side, I kind of wanted to. No, I'm just gonna leave it like that. All right. Doesn't even look straight. That's gonna bug me. It's gonna be harder to do once the glue dries. Oh, I've got issues. I realize that. Alright. But show me someone who doesn't have issues, and I'll probably be able to prove they're a psychopath. And we just put that over the side to use later. And you can fold them in half to later use as a pocket or a journal card. Just different things you can do. Ooh, and this is some packaging, and I just thought it was cute with the polka dots, so I don't really want that edging on that side though. And because it's thicker, I'm gonna use this. Well, part of it is thicker. It hates me. Wait, didn't I just... Oh my word. Always with the I just had. Any joy? Yay, we have joy. I hope. These are... I first learned about these on Gail Agostinelli's channel. Somebody had sent her them. Whoever sent her them probably also might have their own YouTube channel too. They're icing. They're actually for icing. So they have a little bit wider tip than the tiny tip for this. So that means, so they're big enough so that you can use them with Fabri-Tac as well, which is nice. I wonder if this would be good on the, kind of annoyed at how I'm ripping it. I don't like when there's like all the triangles and whatnot, if that makes any sense. If you've ever tried to rip something, see, not straight, not even near straight. But it's collage, so it doesn't matter as much. And also those polka dots are not, well, now that would be too close to that. Maybe we'll put it down here. Yeah, right there. Can you even see down there? I was like, what was that? Oh, it's on to the next video now. Oh, man. I needed to not go to a third video. Shoot. Well, I guess I will have to merge two videos and then merge the merged video with a third video. Otherwise, I'm going to have to do a second part, and I don't want to. Because the first video wasn't too long, so... I don't know, I'll have to figure it out. You'll know I figured it out when video comes up that's completed. So this is all obsolete to you. See, look at that. It's a little bit shiny. So, let's see, did I say before, some of the best ways that I figured out in here to keep it from getting too bulky was to use some sandpaper. And I have a couple different sandpapers that I use, but one is just one we had in the house. So you can see the color on that. And this is a little bit more of a fine one, I think. And then usually at Dollar Tree, Dollar General, Family Dollar, you can find these pretty cheap. Just an emery board. It's a little coarser on one side than the other, I think. Or they feel about the same. But you can see all the color it got off. Even though those pieces got kind of ruined. And where I gessoed on the shiny bits, once I painted over, I can't remember if what the page that I had issues with was one that was gessoed or not. And it kind of annoys me about that. But it just made me sad because like the page I think that was not gessoed, the paint didn't come back off of the acrylic paint. When I put the acrylic paint on, it did not come off. But the page that had the gesso, like when the paint came off, like it came off down to the shiny part. I mean, it came off because it stuck to the other page. I get that. But I wonder if I should do this. This is some, I think it was tea mixed with food coloring is what this is. Just easier to tear from the long side. That's why it would be so much easier if I could see through the tear ruler. And a lot of people like to use a tear ruler instead of just cutting it or even just tearing it with a regular ruler. Because when you do the distressing, it's just a little prettier. Alright, I'm going to do this and this and this. So that's, yeah, so it picks up the color better when you're distressing it, and that's why people tend to like to... I've lost my glue again. Is this the... No, this is the clear one. The clear one is the clear one. Doesn't even have a cover on it. I am not a good glue mama. Tell you that right now. Alright, if I put this one in an edge, then I don't have to tear that other side. So that's what I'm thinking about doing. And no, stay. Okay. I'm gonna go that way. I'm covering that up, but that's alright. And then I don't want to cover up the butterflies. I like the butterflies. That's too close to that one. Alright, if I do it on the edge, then I don't have to tear it. Alright, got some more tea-dyed paper here. This is what this is, which I didn't tear on one of these sides for some reason. I kind of want to tear on both sides because I am sorry about that with the microphone again. I used to have it attached a different way, and now it's attached in a way that it just wants to keep falling because it hates me. Alright, let's see if I can just not move it there. That'd be nice. Yeah, I kind of wanted to put it here, but I think these butterflies are cute. I don't want to lose them. Where's my... See, once your fingers start to get gluey, the paper does not want to lift up. That's the problem. And this is why I do not like, you know what? I'm about to give up with the glue stick because, one, it just makes things so messy, and two, it's not sticking anyway, so I how do other people use glue sticks and they don't have this problem? Their stuff seems to stick right down. I mean, I know Jessica Rapp uses the baby wipe, which seems to work nicely for her, not always for me. Alright, I'm just going to use this time. Do I want the lines? I don't know if I want the lines. Yeah, the lines are fine. Oh my goodness, I know, I'm annoying myself. At least this, the quick drying tacky glue costs a lot less than the art glitter glue. So, there's that. Alright, just stick this here. Hands are still covered in glue. I should stick this in here somewhere. That's the flower from the other thing. Probably a little much for out here though. Put it on the inside somewhere. What else do we have here? Just randomness. Just some I need to leave this on its side. Then I won't have to do this every time. Come on. Alright. This is already going to be getting to over an hour. So, I don't know what you guys think. Should I just go ahead and stop here and then you'll see more tomorrow? Well, not tomorrow, whenever I put up the next video. Yeah, I think I'm also going to give up on the trying to get 2 on each page because it's taking too long. I just want to get these on here. I'm overthinking it. Just take your scraps and lay them down. Doesn't matter if they match. Doesn't matter where they go, what direction they go, anything. None of it matters. Because you can either leave it like that and like it the way it is. You can cover it with some gesso, which kind of pushes it more into the background. Let's see, what else can you do with it? You could paint right over it and then just use that as texture behind the paint. There's so many different things you can do. Let's see, I should put a little with special guest appearance by Joel. He did the little SpongeBob 2 days later for me. Because it was literally 2 days between now and when I first started the when I'd started the other video and I was going to look for some permanent markers to try. At least I remembered where I ended off. I didn't even have to like rewatch it to see. So I did at least remember where I had left off. Well, I did rewatch it 2 days ago to make sure I knew what I needed, but I remembered since then. Alright, this blue paper is some of my favorite. I only had one piece though. I was surprised that I had any of it because my aunt gave me some and it's just it's blue and it's got some pattern, so it was just really pretty and I really liked it. And I've been using every last little bit of it. Is what I've been doing. So we'll use it on the front since we like it so much. And try not to cover it up. Try not to cover up the orange butterflies, but it's not that important. I got other butterflies. Okay. What's next? Ooh, that's from something. It's got a little stamping on it. And it's, well, it's food colored dye is the background. And then whatever I was working on, I must have tested the little mermaid stamp to see how it would come out. Alright, butterfly, you're getting covered, sorry. It just blew right into the microphone. Sorry if that was loud. So sorry. Which side do I like better? I guess that one. Alright, this is a little more relaxing when I stopped worrying about it and stopped thinking overly about it, and I'm just putting stuff on. Even if it means I'm covering stuff that I had already put on, it's okay. It's alright. Dun 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 dun. If you've been watching my videos at all, you'll notice that I do tend to, if I say something and it brings up a song in my head, I will. I'll start singing. It's a compulsion. And since I've been home so long with this COVID stuff, it's my inhibition, it's just become more automatic and stuff. So yeah, it's such fun. And such fun comes from the Miranda show with Miranda Hart. Made her own show. And if you haven't watched that 3 times, you're not my kind of people, I guess. I don't know. I don't think any of my friends have even watched it once. But I've probably watched the series a few times. Well, maybe my aunt or my gram yeah. Does anybody else out there like to watch a lot of British TV when they watch TV? I say when they watch TV because I actually don't watch a lot of TV. I watch more YouTube videos than TV. And these were avocado dyed papers, and then I printed on them. That's what those were. This is food coloring paper that apparently something spilled on, probably tea dye. It's alright. It's alright. It's not even close to that pink. But we're just not going to worry about that. Ooh, and this is some fun. It was tea dyed and then I food color dyed it. I love these papers. They are some of my favorites. Just the dye goes in differently after it's been tea dyed. So, yeah. Dum 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 dum. We're covering you up, lady. Sorry. Covering up a lot. Like, what I put that on there for if I was just gonna cover it up? Oh, this I printed too. Let's see. From the graphics fairy is where that would have come from. What's up, kiddo? So if I print something and it gets wet, it gets a little blotchy, which is still, it's kind of fun. You get everything you need because I don't want to have to bring it to you. I think he's getting in the shower. He's so cute. And he's single, ladies. I have a 19-year-old and 24-year-old. Joel's the one that can do the voices. He's the 24-year-old. He can do Shaggy the best. Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. That's one of the best ones he does. And just for me, he's doing it. Actually, he kind of looks like Shaggy, too. He's got the little beard. And his hair is super shaggy right now, as is most everybody's. Although my dad, he's up in Massachusetts right now, because that's where he was when all this started. So he stayed up there to help out with my gram and my aunt. My aunt. I can't say aunt. How do people say aunt? They're not insects. They're family. And I think it made my aunt feel better to have him around, I think. Okay, let's fill in some areas. Look, there's like a tiny little piece of the one I laid down the first time. Love polka dots. Polka dots make me happy. In case you couldn't tell by my scraps. Let's see, we have polka dots there. Where do we not have polka dots? Oh, I don't need to, but I want to take away that straight edge right there, so we'll put it there. And then we have another straight edge. But we've got some pinks and blacks and purples and browns, and this not working for me. Oh, and that one I edged to go somewhere. Didn't end up using it there. So edged, I used distress ink to put an edge on it. In case you're wondering what I mean by... In fact, the top layer, maybe I'll do that. But then if I put on a wet coat, it's going to affect it. I believe the distress inks and the oxide inks both react to water, just a little differently, and one more so than the other. So yeah, that's I just glued the wrong side. See, sometimes you have to think a little bit. If you just stop thinking totally, you're gonna end up with some issues. Oops. I think that I must have cut off of another piece because I had another piece glued on the bottom there. Now we totally lost our dictionary paper that was up there, so we'll add a little bit more. Ooh, more polka dots. And I actually have a little stamping on that too. Let's see. I don't want to cover up those polka dots necessarily. I have a whole, just do a border of polka dots. That might be fun. It's not going to happen, but it might be fun. And this is what I often do. I will like put it somewhere, audition it. That's what they call it. They call it auditioning. And then I'll glue it. And then as I'm gluing it, I'll be like, no, I don't want it there. I want it here. So then it ends up in a totally different place than where you might have seen me audition it in the first place. Because that's how I roll. And if you see these like little triangle bits, that's what I mean. That's why I don't like when I rip it. I end up with those. And I don't feel like trying to fix it. Just not in the mood. More triangles. Let's put that right up against that with some more triangles. No. Oh my goodness, I really do know my shapes, people. I do realize that those are not triangles. They're not triangles, they're circles. I know this. I do. Just don't like the harsh lines that you get from cutting it. That's why I like the rip. Even if I'm not doing the distressing, I like the lines to be a little bit more. Oh shoot, I hope this is, hold on. I have some gesso on the back of that, and gesso and glue don't like each other. Don't know why, so I'm going to use my expensive glue for that one. And we're going to put it right there. It's like a little piece of lace at the top. And then normally, if you, whichever side, if you want the white to show, like here you see a little white edge. So if you want that white edge to show, then you would, I'm not going to get a, this is not a good piece to show because the ink goes all the way through. But I pulled up on this side, which left the bottom edge showing from the top. So if I had pulled up from this side, it would have, you know, done that. Anyway, this is not a good piece to demonstrate that with. Oh my goodness. And then this also has some Distress Oxide on it, so the glue may affect that. Let's see. There's a straight, strong line right there. Let's make it go away. Do we want to cover up that little? So I'm pulling up on the right side because I don't want that. I don't want the bottom part to show. So I pulled up. But yeah, still not a good piece to demonstrate that with. Ugh. I don't understand myself sometimes. Alright, so let's see. If I didn't want that white edge, although I don't mind that white edge, especially since I have it up there, Alright, let's try something else. Now this is a paper that I, not gessoed. This one was actually a cream colored acrylics, and then I used stamp ink and stenciled on top of it, and I like that look. You can do it with gesso as well. Gesso is more transparent, and so you'll see more of the words, and the acrylic paint, it covers more. Getting all technical, but it covers more. Do you love my polka dots? I don't know why. Even though they might not even show when this is all said and done. Yeah, the smaller the pieces, the longer it's gonna take. And part of the reason these are so small is just because they were scraps. Where'd it go? Scraps so small that you can't even find them when they fall. Ooh, more green paper. Let's bring some of that in somewhere. Alright, oh, can't tell with this either. But you can kind of see how on this side, it's like the other side shows there. So if I go up from the left, so now this is the back side that has the rough. That's why I keep showing you the paper that doesn't make any sense to me what I keep doing. Don't know what's wrong with me. And then sometimes you do it that way and you end up using, oh, that's just got some stamp on it. That's fine. Alright, I'm covering up the sky now. So I think, even though you don't see any of the paper I started with, it gave me a less slick base to glue these onto. And I would have been fine if it did show through some. But I think I covered every single stinking section of this. I think. Alright. I'm gonna take that piece off. Just to lose a little bit of the bulk, because I think I'm going to put this one on. Is there any teal in here anywhere? Like, would it make sense to add a little bit of teal? Or will it be another shape? Doesn't clash with anything. Oh, here. So I'm tearing up on the left and down on the right. So the one that tore down gets the white edge on top, and the one that I tore up, whoops, has a cleaner edge. So it just depends on which look you like. Sometimes you might want no white, and sometimes you might want that white edge showing, because it is an interesting look. Let's see, are you down? Go down. You know I covered all that little polka dot paper, but I kind of don't like the shininess of it, and I think that's why I did it. There's one last little bit down here, which let's see. It's just the shininess of it I don't care for. And there's a thing with triangles the lady did too, which I thought was cool. Although I thought, couldn't you just use triangles? Because she was doing it the way a quilter would do, where you take a square and you turn it into a triangle, pretty much, I think is what it was. So, yep, there was that. Nope. Maybe. So that is a little too much white for me, so I'm actually need to go up on this side. And what do we want to do? It's gonna blow, and then I was like, oh wait, then I blow right into the microphone. Maybe break some of that up a little bit. Well, it's got a little polka dot on there, but you can't really. I don't know. I'll just put it there, just for funsies. Alright. Well, this is the start of the cover. One thing that that's going to happen by doing the collaging is that this cover is going to get thicker, especially if I collage on the outside and on the inside, or if I like made a pocket and put a cardstock journaling card in there, that would also make it more sturdy. So we've already got like 2 pieces, and that makes it pretty sturdy, but without that first piece it's pretty bendy. But when we collage on the other side, it will make a difference. Oh my goodness, why? Why do you hate me? Oh man. Well, it doesn't matter, because I'm probably going to put a piece of something over this. I've seen people do sari silk, just cheesecloth even, linen. Ooh, I have nice thick cotton bed sheet that I got from Jessica Rapp when I ordered some fabric from her. So yes, my favorite people that I watch the most, because they post pretty much every day, is Shelley and Clint on the Rambling Crafters. I just like them, as they're just fun. They're just really down to earth, lovely people, and they love cats, so you know, can't get any better people than that. I watch them every day, and Gail Agustinelli I watch every day. She always brings something to the table. She's the one that did the Mixed Media in May, or Mixed Media May, which I thought when she said she was going to do it that it was something a bunch of people were doing, but it was just her and me apparently, which is fine. But then somebody else saw it and they're like, oh, it's Mixed Media May. Mm-hmm. Kind of. Well, this doesn't matter so much, because if I put a focal point on here somehow, it will cover up those really straight lines. So like when you do something like that, like say I have something that is about, let's say it's about this size, let's say it's half that size, let's see. Well, we'll just fold that in half-ish, which might not even be big enough. Yeah, I definitely need to do something on the edge here. So yeah, like whether it's rectangle or oval or circle or something, and then I might back it with some lace or a piece of fabric or something. I don't know. But for right now, I need to let this dry. And so it's kind of fun. See, next time I will not put it together. Well, next time I'll probably make it into like a Midori type journal, like a flow journal, like I do most of my journals. Like, oh, where'd my... Tell me we're not on a 4th video. We're about to be. I need to hurry up and finish. Like this book here. Where's the middle? Oh, you can't see it. Of course you can't see it. I think I put that, maybe that's not the middle. Oh my goodness, I'm irritating myself right now. Let's see, here we go. Where is it? Where's the middle? I did. Anyway, it goes, well, this one actually I did in a cool way, so you don't even have the strings down the middle. So this string goes through here and goes up through here, these two up here. So I end up with 2 lines of string that go down, and then then I'm able to remove these pages or add these pages, like, yeah. So this is the kind of journal I prefer, where if it's getting too thick, I could take out a couple of pages, or if something happens to mess up some pages, I can just take those out. I must have, do I have 2 signatures? Oh, I have 4 signatures. Oh, I did it twice on each side, so I actually ended up with 4 signatures. What in the world? Oh, here we go. So yeah, so these are removable. I actually do have kind of a lot of pages in here. So, and I did, so this is doubled here. So I went down, through, back up, back down, through, back up, and then tied it up here. That's why it's only got one set of strings. It's just one long string. And that's why I like, this is my preferred way to do a binding. There I have more flexibility. Like, I put this one together too soon. If you want to do this along with me, don't put it together to the end. But it's still, you know, coming along there. All right, people, have a delightful day. Much love. If you made it to the end, I truly appreciate you. This is a really long video with a lot. Oh crap! Guess what I did? I'm not gonna be able to close. Well, that circle's gonna get cut off, but this one I'll keep sticking out. All right, have a delightful day, everybody.